All right, guys, here we go. Friday, January 13th, and we're going to look at the Dow Jones, S&P 500, the NASDAQ, just kind of give people a little update what's going on. I wouldn't be surprised if we have an end of day, bit of a sell-off, profit taking, whatever you want to call it, going into the long weekend. All right, so, and the reason why I mentioned that, I also want to mention, I don't think it's going to be a severe pullback. And they might, I don't know, the shorts might be thinking the same thing and they go short and then all of a sudden, they run it to the upside. So, yeah, 50-50. But let me show you here what we're dealing with right now on the Dow Jones, which has been pretty much I don't need that, the strongest of the three markets, S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, because as you can see from this big run up, from this leg up, yeah, we pulled back, but mainly in the upper, third or so of this big move. I mean, we came down into the 200, but we didn't start, on the daily, it didn't, but had not started trading under it or moving further down. And then as we look up here, we are hitting some pretty strong resistance. So that's why I say we could, starting today, maybe first of next week, pull back in here, which is needed, like a higher low, and then try to push up out of this low pivot area, and then boom. I mean, we could be scary close to coming back, to the highest again. But let me point this out. Okay, first of all, then I'm going to take the this fib off because it just fluttered up everything. But I want to leave it on here because you have the 0.786 fib line up here, that gray line. So let me take this out. And this is from the swing high, swing low. That's how we've drawn. So let me take that out. And then that red dash line is this high pivot. See, we kind of came up, did a 180 pivot to the downside. So what I'm thinking is that we do pull back. See this green line here? That's our, again, 50% zone from the high to the low here. Half of that is right in there. So yeah, we could come up, come back in here. And then here you go, your 1, 2, 3. Like I said, if you can count to 3, you can make money in this business. But anyway, that's kind of what we're anticipating anyway. And then you have the 50 coming up as well. Okay. And then this green line here was back when we were flirting around with these two candles. This green line there was our halfway zone, 50% from the low to the high of that one candle. And then even if we wick down below it, we have the 20, beginning to flatten, to curl up, and then this high pivot there for support. So as we come back, 1, 2, 3, to 24, so we have 4 areas here, that have to come through. Not that they can't, but I'm just saying the more safety nets to, hopefully the slower you can, well, when the fall happens, you can slow it down. So yeah, this little double top here, expecting, us to, again, slow down, pull back, maybe that up, down, make a low, higher low, and then go. Now the S&P 500, kind of the same deal, but a little bit more going on from the high to the low here. We pop our fib line. And as you can see, the 50% zone's right here, that green dash line. So and our 0.786, the gray line is up here around this, you know, hot 2 pivots here. So let me take the fib off, clean it up. But, we don't have to worry about that. I mean, with this long-term trend line from the all-time high coming down on top of us. Actually, we came and hit it yesterday, and I think I had put this on the weekly as reason why, yeah, on the weekly, and that's why we didn't have any candle bodies into. You don't want to, cross a candle body. Like if you're doing this in the daily, if this is for the, you don't really want to cross the body unless, you'd already drawn it. And then, a few days from now, a week from now, whatever, candle comes up and closes, then yeah, that's legit. Normally you don't want to do that. But anyway, here we are. We got the trend line coming down. That's one factor against us for the bears. The second is that 200, still tough. And then we're just barely above, which we'll take it, the 0.5 fib, and this little consolidation zone here that held, bounced, and then of course they wrecked through it. But previous support may help us coming down. And then you have the 50 right there as well. So, a couple little, and I forgot about that. I'm sure you put that right there. That'll help with, that needs to be blue. Because we already know all this is going to be resistance up here, high pivot there, across the 20. I mean, we're not even above the 200 in the downtrend line yet, so I'm not even going to worry about resistance up here. Need to worry about support. Should, and I'm sure we will, come down, come into this area. And if we kind of dilute the line here, um, yeah, we got the 50 there. This high pivot zone there coming through. Um, and maybe we'll hold the, 0.5. But again, the more nets you have there, the better off to slow that, pullback. And then the NASDAQ, okay, low to high. We're just doing this run from here to here. So let me take that off. And, oh, I guess that was from here to here, this 50% zone. So, I mean, we got over it one day, we're back under it. Resistance, low pivot, pivot here. See, 180 up, held, 180 up. Then we melted through. Right here's the 50 someday moving average, kind of sitting on it. But from the low to the high, half of that's right here with the 20. So we'll see. You gotta kind of anticipate the pullback, because you're going to get pullbacks. That's just part of the game. And it used to just take the life force out of me to, try to get in at the right point, ride up, get a little green on the books, and then all of a sudden, here we go, hitting. I didn't know really why I was coming back down. I mean, I was kind of halfway clueless, but then you'd end up losing all that. So that's why we're talking about, once, let's say we got in here on the NASDAQ, we rode it up, and then, hey, this kind of a heads up, hitting this little double, real previous strong support. Now it's going to be a brick wall resistance, especially that shape of candle, little spinning top here. And but we did get it bought up, got above the 50. So I mean, we could have gone either way, but obviously we're coming down. And if we closed under it today, that's probably, where I'd take my first scale. Like if you got in 5%, 5%, 5% here, and 5% on this candle, then, or maybe even 10 on the way, back down, to try to, save as much profit as you can. Because right now it's kind of a swing trade, whipsaws. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days here, to look to make something happen. And then let's pop over here to Apple. This is the daily chart, and see if we can build this together. Obviously that was from yesterday, red candle. You got in on this bullish engulfing, takeout candle. So 1, 2, 3, 4 days, potential pullback. Here we are today. So depending on how this ends up, probably really would consider. Now you got a couple of ways. The first one, you do start first swing high. See, swing high, swing low. So that's one leg here. So we moved up, and look at that, man. That sucker hit the 0.786 fib. So I'm just building this with you. Or even if you didn't notice that, you went to here, which is still not bad. And actually, this is probably even a better one, because as you can see, guess what? Of this big leg down, at least so far, quote unquote, we can't even get out of the bottom third, which, you know, starts to guarantee that you're going to come back down here and double bottom here, unless we can do a quick, two down, and then Monday, get a breakout Monday or Tuesday, because it's going to get kind of scary. If you get back under that 20 and take out this green candle here, yeah, since we couldn't even get past the third, the 0.38 fib, now we're probably going to come deeper back down. Okay. Not that we are, we just got to, let me take that off. You got to be aware of that. Oh, and if we had come up, or if we do this and come up to the 50, then, that kind of builds a little bit more confidence, and then break through that. That's normally how if they're not going to just do a V-shaped recovery here, meaning down and then just slam it up, then yeah, you're going to have to put in those W's that we talked about, like up, down, maybe catch that 20, and then start pushing it like that. I mean, it's quite a ways back up here. Well, that's half of it. But think of that, a big mountain that you fell off of. And you got it. I mean, this is just halfway back up. You're here. And a lot of times stocks are wore out. So I'm going, okay, man, we got to pull back, take a break till they come back in, and then try to get the next third, so on and so forth. Okay. So I don't know, probably not the best analogy, but you kind of get it. And then this one here, I mean, yeah, if you had missed, if you had caught that, man, that gave you a real good clue. That 0.786, pretty strong, you know, um, resistance, coming up there. And then right here, this one, I'm just now seeing all this. This one was money too, because what I mean, you got over the 0.5 fib from this little swing high, low, and you took out this big red candle there. So all this was inside bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wow, look at that. 5. That's not really a breakout, but it kind of sort of. But you closed over it, but not. This is what I would expect a breakout to look like. But remember, we got generally breaks out on 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of that inside bar, and you're over the 0.5 fib. So yeah, you had that candle here was a 83 to 87% chance of continuing. And then this is red, but you can see the red little, I don't know, dots there. That's really where price is. I don't know why it's not, acting right. But anyway, that could be, let me clean all that off. This could be another inside bar, but 2 down. And then if we take out the high here, now, so normally they're even. This blue, blue, blue line, uh, blue dash line, and this red candle here is generally under it. Okay, if that makes sense. So you get a 2 down, 2 red down, closing inside the green. Then the next candle is a breakout candle like that. Okay, if that makes sense. All right. Well, anyway, that's something to look at, and that's high percentage of run up. Where's our 50? Okay, let's see it. Not bad. And then, but you gotta look over. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, this area right through here is up to 13. Yeah, the 13th. That's awesome. Okay. Yeah, hit, support, support, support. Resistance because it's green. We can go through it. So yeah, that's going to be, unless they, push it up there real hard, it's going to be a little bit of a resistance. So I'm going to leave that on there and see how that comes out. Just have a curiosity for you guys. All right, guys, have a great weekend. We'll keep you posted and updated. Most importantly, thanks for being members, and we will see you on the chart.